The Bee Diggers starting lineup is brought to you by Equitable Savings and Loan, proud to be Northeast Colorado's locally owned hometown savings and loan. With locations in Fort Morgan, Sterling, and Brush, available 24/7 for your banking needs. Equitable Savings and Loan. Batting first is the center fielder Justin Griffith. The right fielder Carson Rule hits second. Batting third is the second baseman Caleb Cox. The pitcher Gunnar Guzman is fourth. The left fielder Jade Queen is in the fifth position. Batting sixth is the DH Nick Wellen. Ryan Dunker, the first baseman, bats seventh. Ben Garrett, the third baseman, is eighth. And Colin Cole, the catcher, bats ninth. Defensively, Jaden Cox is at first for University. The second baseman is Lee Strang. Over at third is Colton Whitler. The shortstop is Levi Dart. Around the outfield, Coy Jorgensen is a left. The center fielder is Andre Chacon. The right fielder, The right fielder is Grayson Swanson. Behind the plate is Justin Knapp. And on the mound is Cameron Moulter. Opening pitch is brought to you by Buildings by Design, as Justin Griffith will stand in for the Bee Diggers. Game number 19 for University. The Bee Diggers playing their 17th game.
Center fielder number 2, Justin Griffith.
Opening pitch brought to you by Buildings by Design, and that is a strike with a fastball at the knees. It's 0-1. Here to the Bee Diggers center fielder hitting from the left side. The right-hander Cameron Moulter out of the stretch with the bases empty. Open stance for Griffith, the pitch, and that is over but low. And the count levels at 1-1 strike. University was ranked first for much of the season, but then they suffered a setback, 12-2 to Sterling right here on this field. And the offering, swing and a miss. Threw it right by him. And the count is at 1-2 strikes to Justin Griffith. Moulter out of the stretch with a long pause. And the offering, and that's inside, nearly clipped him. One with a fastball there, backed him off the plate. 2 strikes to the senior center fielder. Justin Knapp, the catcher, lays down the sign. And the 2-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled back. Count remains at 2-2 to Justin Griffith. Once again, Moulter out of the stretch. And the offering. Swing and a miss and a fastball. Right around the letter high, and Griffith strikes out. There's one down in the top of the first inning. And that'll bring up Carson Rule.
Stepping in for the Bee Diggers, right fielder number 24, Carson Rule.
Griffith was hitting .231 before that at bat. And the pitch to the right-handed Rule is up and in. 1 and no strikes. Yeah, blazing fastball there that Moulter shows, but he's got some off-speed stuff as well, as do all these seasoned pitchers for University. And with a 1-0, and that is on the outside corner at the knees, and the count is at 1 strike. 255 is the average for Carson Rule. Gorgeous day here. It's the first nice weather day we've had in a while in Northeast Colorado and in the Front Range. 1-1 pitch, and the breaking ball is down and away. 2 strike. Bee Diggers playing 3 games in 4 days. They will host Valley coming up tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock on Senior Day. And then a rescheduled game on Monday at 4:30 against Resurrection Christian in Brush. The pitch, and that is down and away. Ball 3, strike 1 to Carson Rule. 1 down, top of the first inning, just underway. In Greeley. 3 1 strike to Rule. And the pitch, and that is low with a fastball, and Rule walks. And that'll send up the red-hot hitting Caleb Cox. Cox hitting .355.
Baseman number 20, Caleb Cox.
Yeah, he was on base in that second game all 4 times against Strasburg. Been hitting the ball very well. for the .355 senior hitting second baseman. Follow us on Twitter at KSIR Sports and the 1010 KSIR Sports Facebook page. That's a strike. Took something off it on the inside corner, thigh high, and it's 0-1. Carson Rule with a conservative lead at first, about a step and a half. And the pitch, and that is on the outside corner. Well, we know that's an extended zone now. 0-2 on that pitch, tailing away from Cox, with Gunnar Guzman waiting to hit next. Again, a short lead for Rule at first. And Moulter delivers. Swung on and grounded right side. The second baseman off his glove, Strang into shallow right field. That'll be an error on Lee Strang. Wasn't sure of the hop there. And the B-Diggers have first and second. It wasn't hit very hard, but I think he wanted to field it and get rid of it as quickly as possible. So the B-Diggers have a walk and an error with 2 on and 1 out in the top of the first inning. Gunnar Guzman hitting .275 as he steps in from the right side. Stretched by Moulter. And the pitch, and that is a fastball for a strike on the outside corner just above the knees. No balls and 1 strike. Rule off of second. Cox off of first. Neither one really being held. And the offering. And the breaking ball is popped into center field. Andres Chacon to his right is going to range under it, and Chacon makes the catch. The runners hold. There's 2 down. Andre puts it away for Jade Queen, who's been hitting the ball well all season.
Stepping in, left fielder number 10, Jade Queen.
Yeah, Queen is destroying the baseball for the B-Diggers. Leads a team with a .475 batting average and 11 RBIs out of the 5-hole. And he hadn't started the whole year. The majority of the season he has. Now with 2 down, Knapp lays down the sign. And the pitch swung on and lined down the right field line. That's going to be trouble for Swanson. He's not going to get that ball all the way towards the fence. 1 run is going to score as Rule crosses home plate. Cox is being sent to the plate. The cutoff, the throw, Cox slides, and Cox is in there. It's a 2-run, 2-out double for Jade Queen. He's now driven in 13 on the year. And the B-Diggers have a 2-0 first inning lead in Greeley. That ball was tagged the other way. And here's Nick Wellen.
Up to bat for the B-Diggers, designated hitter 21, Nick Wellen.
Wellen hitting .229, but his average is actually rising. He was in the 100s for a little while. And the offering. That's a strike with a fastball down the middle. No balls and 1 strike. So the B-Diggers take advantage of the error earlier in the inning and get a big base hit, the first of the game here for the B-Diggers. The stretch. Moulter looks back. And the offering, and that is a little bit low. Barely missed below the knees. On the outer half, 1 ball and 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike. 2 on, 2 in, or 1 on, I should say. And swung on, grounded foul up the first base side. Count moves to 1-2. To Nick Wellen. Moulter was the starting pitcher for University in that 12-2 loss to Sterling. That was a 1-1 game in the 4th when the Tigers exploded with 11 runs over 2 innings. The pitch, and that's outside with a fastball. Ball 2, strike 2. Now 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 in with 1 on. In the top of the first inning. On deck is Ryan Dunker. Moulter steps off. That 2-run double brought to you by Western Engineering Consultants, providing civil engineering services for aviation, municipal, commercial, residential clients in Colorado And the breaking ball is fouled down the third base side. Western Engineering Consultants, invested and involved in the communities they work in. Remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And if anything, the Bee Diggers are extending this pitcher in the first inning. 22 pitches already for Moulter. Jade Queen off of second. The stretch, and the sophomore Nick Wellen awaits the pitch. And here it comes. Swung on. That ball is grounded up the middle. Dart, the shortstop, with a Sunday hop, fires to first for the out. And that ends the top of the first inning. However, the Bee Diggers do score a run on a base hit. 1 error and a man left. They scored 2 runs. Let's head to the bottom of the first inning. The Bee Diggers 2, University coming to bat on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. The Bee Diggers scored 2 runs in the top of the first on Jade Queen's 2-out double. Now let's get to the University starting lineup. Batting first is the center fielder Andre Chacon. The second hitter is the shortstop Levi Dart. Grayson Swanson, the right fielder, hits third. The cleanup hitter is the second baseman Lee Strang. Pitcher Cameron Moulter hits fifth. The third baseman Colton Whittler bats sixth. Jaden Cox, the first baseman, hits seventh. The catcher Justin Knapp bats eighth. And the left fielder Coy Jorgensen bats ninth. For the Bee Diggers defensively, Ryan Dunkers at first. The second baseman is Caleb Cox. Over at third is Ben Garrett. The shortstop is Ben Brown. In left field is Jade Queen. The center fielder is Justin Griffith. Carson Rulin right. Behind the plate is Colin Cole. And Gunnar Guzman, the senior right-hander on the hill, 0-3 with a 6.06 ERA, but he's had some pretty good outings. Unfortunately, the ERA is high because the outings that have not gone so well have elevated the ERA, but he certainly has been deserving of a win or two this season. So here we go in the bottom of the first inning for University.
Now batting for the Bulldogs, center fielder number 34, Dre Chacon.
Andre Chacon stepping in. Here's the wind by the right-hander Guzman, the pitch, and that is down and in. 1 ball and no strikes. Had a good fastball and a changeup. If you can mix that in nicely, and of course location. Well, I remember, I think it was 3 years ago, his brother Nico swung on and grounded left side. It's a big chopper. The shortstop Wellen, Ben Brown deep in the hole, throws to first, and it's kissed by the first baseman Dunker. We'll call that a single and an error. I think he would have beat it out anyway. So a single and an error for Chacon on the ball that went up against the side of the fence. Yeah, that would have been a tough play there for Brown to get him out. So both teams have committed a miscue, but that is scored a base hit along with the error.
Shortstop number 9, Levi Dart.
Here's the shortstop, Levi Dart. And University's got an explosive offense. They've had many games this season where they've scored double digits in runs. This is certainly a state title contender under first-year head coach Casey Miller. The stretch and pitch, squaring to bunt, takes it for a strike on the outer half. No balls and 1 strike. Here to Levi Dart. Off of second is Chacon. And the offering. And that's a fastball, strike 2, thigh high on the outside corner. No balls and 2 strikes. Here's where Gunner's got to settle in with his out pitch. Anyway, I was starting to say that Nico Guzman, I believe, went the distance for Brush 3 years ago in a 1-0 loss. The pitch and the breaking ball's in the dirt, blocked by Cole.
Can I have some money?
Ball 1, strike 2. 2-0 Brush on a 2-out, 2-run double in the first inning from Jade Queen. Levi Dart with an open stance for the right side. The stretch and the offering, and that's outside. Count levels at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, the Bee Diggers know that they've got to play some clean defense against this team. If not, University will capitalize. Like I said, the opening hitter, Chacon, would have reached anyway, but you gave him an extra base. That is fisted foul and out of play on the fastball tailing in. Nice movement there by Guzman. But Levi Dart, who I believe is a 3-year starter on this team, stays alive, and it's still 2-2. University dressed in their navy blue jerseys with the gray pants. The Bead Diggers in their maroons with the gold numerals in the gray pants. And the pitch. And that's upstairs with the off speed. Ball 3, strike 2 to Levi Dart. And the good thing, even if Brush doesn't win this game, their RPI could actually improve because of the quality of this opponent. 16-2 going in. Their winning percentage, though, would obviously be affected. A pitch swung on and driven deep into left center field. Way back towards the track are Griffith and Green. It's off the bottom of the fence. Chacon will score, and Levi Dart is into second with an RBI double. And the Bead Digger lead is down to 1. It's 2-1. And that was driven a long way in the left center field gap.
Up to bat, right fielder number 14, Grayson Swanson.
375 in the gaps here, and Tom Roche Field, 405 straight away, so you really have to tag it for the ball to exit the park. So Chacon and Dart trade places. The pitch to Swanson, the breaking ball's in the dirt. Blocked nicely by Cole. 1 ball and no strikes. A gorgeous, I mean, this is certainly a nice May day, and that fastball's upstairs, 2-0 to the number 3 hitter, Grayson Swanson. A single with an error and a double have begun the bottom of the first inning for the Bulldogs. The pitch, swing and a miss. Swanson took a big hack and missed it. I think he was out in front of that pitch. Now he's walking around behind the catcher trying to recompose himself. Took a huge hack. 2-1 to Swanson. Another right-handed hitter for University. Dart off of second, the offering, and that's a strike on the outer half with a fastball, thigh high. The count is level at 2-2. I'll tell you what, Swanson rarely takes his time between pitches. He's got that, I'm sure that's a cue for the majors. The stretch, and the 2-2. And the breaking ball is upstairs. Ball 3, strike 2. Here to Swanson, nobody out, bottom of the first inning. The Bead Diggers with a 2-1 lead, but University is threatening here on their home field. Yeah, you want to get Swanson out early in the count, because if not, he will extend the at-bat just by the time between pitches. He swings and chops it over the mound. The shortstop Brown charges on the run, throws to first for the out. Moving to third is Dart, but there's one down here in the bottom of the first inning as Ben Brown makes the play for the Bead Diggers.
Up to bat for the Bulldogs, second baseman number 16, Lee Strang.
Here's the second baseman, Lee Strang. The Bead Diggers are playing the infield back, so they'll concede a run for an out. Ben Garrett, the third baseman, is even with a bag. Now coming in at the pitch. Swung on and popped up into right center field. This should score the run. Justin Griffith, the center fielder to his left, reaches out and makes the catch. Tagging up his Dart. He will score on the sac fly by Lee Strang. And the game is tied at 2 at the bottom of the first inning. And that will send up Cameron Moulter, the opposing pitcher.
Taking in for the Bulldogs, pitcher number 30, Cameron Moulter.
Well, the familiar theme from The Office is the walk-up song for Moulter. With 2 down and the bases empty, the pitch swung on and fisted to the screen. No balls and 1 strike. Yeah, when you're the underdog, you just got to win innings. And right now the Bead Diggers are even with University in the first. The pitch and the breaking ball looks pretty good from here. I don't know where that missed. That I think that fooled the umpire. Looked like it got the inside corner. Even though Cole is wondering. 1 ball and 1 strike. Yeah, I don't know how that missed. The offering. And that's a strike at the knees. Took something off of that. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here to Cameron Moulter. Tall right-handed hitter back in the box against Gunnar Guzman. And the offering. And that is over, but a little bit low. 2-2. And other than the ball hit by Levi Dart, Guzman's looking pretty good here. 2-2 pitch. And he took that one in the dirt. Check swing, no swing. With a changeup, it's 3-2. University, the second-ranked team in 3A, against unranked Brush. And the 3-2 pitch. Swung on, that is popped up behind the second base bag into right center. Justin Griffith, the center fielder, ranging to his left, and he dropped the ball off his glove, and he dropped the ball. I don't know if he was fighting the sun there, but it's the second error of the inning by the Bee Diggers, and the inning is extended for University.
Stepping in, third baseman number 13, Colton Whittler.
Colton Whittler is the hitter. Nolan Johnson is the courtesy runner at first. Moulter to get a breather on the bench. Throw back to first, nice snap throw, but back in diving is Johnson. He was still extending this lead when Guzman threw it over there.
Is it that burn?
Yeah, you got to make plays. I mean, even the catch that Griffith made, the runner's going, and that's low. The throw to second, that's an easy steal. Nothing Cole could have done there. Easy stolen base for Nolan Johnson. The 1 ball and no strikes. Yeah, like I said, even the one that Griffith caught, it looked like he struggled with. That sacrifice fly hit earlier in the inning by Strang. 1 ball and no strikes, and the pitch. Swag, and a miss and a ball above the letters. It's 1-1. Well, if you can locate there and force these hitters to swing at that pitch, could certainly have a bevy of success. The offering, and that's in the dirt, blocked by Cole. 2 balls and 1 strike. To Colton Whittler. Gunnar Guzman gets the sign, and the pitch swung on and tapped foul at the plate. Count now moves to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Groceries, fresh cut meat, deli items, floral pharmacy, Western Union, public service payments, 24-hour gas. Brush Grocery Cart, 1302 West Edison Street in Brush. With 2 across. And Whittler awaits the 2-2 pitch. Way outside with a fastball. But again, he's already thrown 5 extra pitches in the inning. He's approaching the 30 pitch mark. And we're still just in the bottom of the first inning. Deadlocked at 2. Off of second is Johnson. Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Pulled the string and struck out Whittler. And that's the end of the inning. 2 runs on 2 hits, 2 errors. And a man left. Let's head to the second. In 1 minute, the score, Brush 2, University 2 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. It'll be 7, 8, and 9 for the Bee Diggers as we head to the top of the second inning, tied at 2 against the second-ranked University Bulldogs.
Diggers first baseman number 23, Ryan Dunker.
Ryan Dunker now stands in for Brush. Swung on and fouled off to the right. Against Cameron Moulter. No balls and 1 strike. Out of the stretch with the bases empty in the pitch. And the breaking ball's a strike on the outside corner. It's 0-2. Dunker hitting 182. Out of the 7 hole. Knapp lays down the sign. And the 0-2 pitch. Inside with a fastball. Ball 1, strike 2. Here to Ryan Dunker. Dunker, Garrett, and Cole for Brush in the top of the second inning. Moulter comes home with a pitch outside, 2-2, and going with a lot of heat here in the early going. The Beet Diggers got a 2-run double from Jade Queen, University with a RBI double from Levi Dart and a sac fly from Lee Strang. That's accounted for the scoring. The pitch swung on and fouled off to the right side. Count remains at 2-2, and that's exactly why I didn't park down the right side. Boy, it's easy to get your car nailed on that right side. Two and two. And the pitch swung on and fouled to the screen. Count remains at 2-2 to Ryan Dunker. The Beet Digger first baseman awaits the pitch, and the breaking ball's upstairs. Boy, he's put together an excellent at-bat here. 3 balls and 2 strikes. This will be the 8th pitch of the plate appearance for Dunker. The stretch, and the pitch, swing and a miss. Went straight heat, letter high. And that's a second Beet Digger who struck out here against the right-hander Cameron Moulter, and there's one down.
That's for the Beet Diggers, third baseman number 15, Ben Garrett.
Ben Garrett now steps in for Brush, hitting .333. The pitch, that's right there for a strike down the middle at the knees. It's 0-1. Moulter with that little leg kick, swing and a miss. Holds the glove up high, but not much of a leg kick. He threw a fastball in the outer half, and Garrett was way off of that one. No balls and 2 strikes. This is the only sophomore in the Beet Digger lineup, in the starting lineup. And the 0-2 pitch, way outside, overthrew that one. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Ben Garrett. 1 down, bases empty, top 2, tied at 2 in Greeley. Moulter turns and fires. Swung on in line towards left field. And leaping and not making the catch is Jorgensen. He came in, the ball went over his head. And Garrett's around first. He's into second. Well, scored a double. But I'll tell you what, if he just stays put, he perhaps make the catch. He came in and had to leap. And the ball sailed over his glove. He never even got a glove on it. So Colin Cole will now bat for Brush.
Catcher number 5, Colin Cole.
Cole, after a slow start, now hitting .333. Yeah, I think Jorgensen thought there was going to be some topspin on that ball, but in fact, the ball sailed. And it just kept elevating. So the Beet Diggers with a scoring opportunity here in the top of the second, tied at 2. And a pitch. That is a strike with the off-speed to Cole. Down the middle at the knees, it's 0-1. And we know that Cole can go the other way. One of his big hits this year was a 3-run double to tie the game against Liberty Common about nearly 2 weeks ago. And the 0-1. Swung on line towards right field. That's going to drop for a base hit right off the end of the bat. Ben Garrett's going to be held up at third. And that's exactly what Cole had to do. And now it's first and third for Justin Griffith, who fanned his first time up. And the Beet Diggers have 3 hits here off Cameron Moulter.
Up to bat, center fielder number 2, Justin Griffith.
Well, let's see if Griffith can adjust from his first plate appearance. Cole with a short lead at first. I don't think he'll be taking off. Stretched by Moulter. And the pitch. And that's down and in. Blocked by Knapp. 1 ball and no strikes. The Beat Diggers and Valley Vikings tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock in Brush, and then Resurrection Christian 4:30 on Monday. Both games right here on KSIR as well as KSIR.com. We have a 2-2 game in the second. First and third with one out. And Griffith awaits the pitch outside as the ball tails away 2-0 to the senior center fielder. Well, if you're Brush right now, nothing to lose. I mean, you're 6-10. You got to just play loose right now. University's the team that's supposed to win this game. And the offering swung on and driven in the air to center field. Andre Chacon way back towards the track, and that ball is off the bottom of the fence. Scoring is Garrett. Colin Cole to third. Colin Cole's going to be sent home. The throw to the plate. Up the third base side. He's in there, and the ball gets away, and Griffith to third on the throw. It's a 2-run double for Justin Griffith. And the Beat Diggers reclaim a 2-run lead. It's 4-2 in the second. Boy, that ball is carrying today.
Digging in for the Beat Diggers, right fielder number 24, Carson Rule.
Again, that goes as a double. Griffith taking third on the throw home. Carson Rule walked and scored in the first. So the Beat Diggers have 2-run doubles in back-to-back innings. The pitch, that's a strike with a fastball thigh high down the middle. It's 0-1. Well, Griffith hit that further than I thought. He got a ton of that baseball, but again, 405 straight away, and he hit that closer to center than to right center. And the 0-1 pitch, and that's a strike right there. I don't know what Carson's looking for, but it was right down the middle at the knees. 0-2. Now he's got to shorten up. The infield is playing halfway. In at third base is Whittler. Off of third is Griffith. Moulter stretches. And the 0-2, and that's upstairs, way high. 1 ball and 2 strikes, just a waste pitch there for Moulter. You've got a hot hitter waiting to hit next in Caleb Cox. Reached his first time up via the error. And the 1-2 to Rule. Swung on, grounded left side dart. The shortstop looks. Now he's going to throw it at first. Breaking for the plate is Griffith out at first. And Griffith is in there. He stopped but scored on the throw. And, boy, it looked like coming off the base quickly was Cox, but called out as Rule. No RBI, because Griffith did not take off from third on contact. He waited for the throw, but the Beat Diggers do have a 5-2 lead.
Second baseman number 20, Caleb Cox.
Here's Caleb Cox. He scored on the 2-run double by Queen. The pitch swung on and fouled back. It's 0-1. Yeah, since the Beat Diggers have had a full team this year, this is one of the best games they've hit already, and we're only in the second inning. They had 13 runs against Resurrection Christian when they were shorthanded about a month ago. Swung on and fouled off. No balls and 2 strikes. But again, the critical play for the Beat Diggers was the left fielder Jorgensen overrunning what seemed to be a line drive that could have been caught. And it sailed over his glove, and then the Beat Diggers took advantage. No balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs and the bases empty. 3 across in the second. And the pitch, and that's low and away off the glove of Knapp. 1 ball and 2 strikes. From breakfast and snacks to perfectly brewed coffee and teas, Willow Coffee and Bake Shop, 921 Edison Street in Brush. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitch to Caleb. Fastball inside. And the count levels at 2-2. Yeah, if the Beat Diggers can pull this off, man, they would go way up in the RPI. You beat a quality team like this. They've beaten 10-win Resurrection Christian and 12-win Fort Morgan this season. Swung on and driven in the air to right field. Going back is Swanson, still going back towards the track, but he's going to make the catch in the right center field gap as Caleb Cox underneath that pitch And the Bee Diggers are done in the second. However, they score 3 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and the bases were left empty. To the bottom of the second, the score, Brush 5, University 2. This is 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. The Bee Diggers lead the University Bulldogs 5-2. In the bottom of the second inning, time to play some defense here for Brush. They did commit 2 errors in the first. Now, the second error did not hurt them. And quite frankly, I think the first error that was made was on the same play as a base hit, so I'm not sure that really hurt them as well. For the Bulldogs will be Cox, Knapp, and Jorgensen.
Up to bat for the Bulldogs, first baseman number 3, Caden Cox.
What you call an icon living? Solid record label, Misfits just did it.
So here's the right-handed hitting first baseman Caden Cox. The wind by Gunnar Guzman, the pitch, and that's into dirt. 1 ball and no strikes. 5 runs on 4 hits for Brush, 2 runs on 2 hits for University. The Bee Diggers have a couple of errors. The Bulldogs have 1. And the 1-0. And that's a beauty on the off-speed pitch on the outer half at the knees. And the count is level at 1-1. And the Bee Digger starters are going to have to go a distance here with these 3 games in 4 days. That's right there. Another changeup. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Brush has cranked the offense in the early going. 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball is up and in. Count levels at 2-2 to Caden Cox. Gunnar struck out the final hitter of the first, and that's up and in. Looked like a tailing changeup. 3-2. Yeah, depending upon how the Bee Diggers do when they're in the field, if they keep hitting this way, this could turn into a very interesting ball game. And that is low with a changeup, barely missed. It was below the knees. It had the corner, but it was below the knees. It's a walk to Caden Cox. And here's Justin Knapp, the catcher.
Catcher number 15, Justin Knapp.
The Bee Diggers are at double play depth. 2-step lead for Cox at first. The stretch by Guzman. And he steps off. Boy, Cox looks like he's going to take off anytime soon. And that is taken for a strike on a changeup on the inner half. No balls and 1 strike. That's the pitch that Guzman wanted when he was ahead of the previous hitter. But now he gets ahead of this hitter. 0-1 to Knapp. Throw back to first, back and diving is Cox. The Bee Diggers with a 3-run lead here in the bottom of the second inning in Greeley. Guzman stretches. And Guzman delivers. Oh, and that hit him. Boy, that got the back of his helmet. Yeah, I don't think it got his bat. I think it got the back of his helmet. Coach Fergus making sure that Knapp is okay. I mean, he really couldn't get out of the way there.
Digging in, left fielder number 21, Roy Jorgensen.
Gunnar completely lost control of that pitch. It looked like the same as the previous pitch, but location missed badly. Kyle Jones is the courtesy runner, and now we have the left-handed hitting Coy Jorgensen. So now University, which matched Brush in the first, squaring to bunt, and he lays it down foul up the third base side. No balls and 1 strike. So now Gunnar's got to bail himself out after the walk of the hit batsman to begin the bottom of the second inning. 0-1 with Cox at second and the courtesy runner Jones at first. Guzman settles back on the mound. Looking back. Big lead at second. And the pitch. Squaring the bunt up the third base side. That's going to be trouble. And Guzman's not going to be able to get to it. And Ben Garrett did not play that one really decisively at all. Ben Garrett was not decisive about that. He should have come in and made that play. It'll be a base hit. But the B-Digger third baseman showing some inexperience there. He kind of backed up and came in. And the bases are loaded. Yeah, that ball was bunted hard enough that it was not the pitcher's play. And if Garrett thought Guzman was going to feel it, he's got to call him off. So the bases are loaded for Andre Ciccone at the base hit. An error. 1 inning, a wind and pitch. Breaking ball, check swing, but he went. And it's 0-1. That's a good curveball there thrown by Guzman. I think with Gunnar in this inning, he's just got to string the pitches together. He's thrown some quality pitches, but he follows up a good pitch with a so-so or not so good. And the 0-1, swing and a miss on a bender down and away, way out of the zone. That's 2 consecutive good pitches, and Gunnar might go to that same one. Took a check swing on a breaking ball down and away. Took a full swing on a pitch that was even further away. Got him set up. Guzman shaking off the first sign. No balls, 2 strikes, bases empty. Nobody, or bases full to pitch. Swung on and fisted on the ground to the shortstop, Brown. Brown flips to second high, and Cox comes off the bag. Safe, it's an error on Brown. A run scores, it's an RBI, but the B-Diggers commit their third error. As Cox scores, it's 5-3. Boy, a simple play there, but not made. It looked like the ball got stuck in Brown's hand, and he tossed it high underhand. And he was only about 7 or 8 feet away from the bag. Levi Dart had the RBI double in the first. Wind and pitch. He swings and fists it foul off to the right. Well, this is emblematic of what's happened to Brush this season. You get the walk, you get a hit batsman, you get a mental error, then you get the physical error, and now they're in a jam. They're still up 5-3, 0-1 pitch, swung on and fisted foul and out of play. It's 0-2. Yeah, University has scored a run in this inning without hitting the ball out of the infield. In fact, they've only hit 1 ball in the clay, and that was the grounder to Brown. 0-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled on the breaking ball off the end of the bat towards the Digger dugout. Count remains at 0 balls and 2 strikes. Guzman would love a comeback or go 1-2-3 and just get 2 quick outs. But Levi Dart's a good hitter. Really good hitter. The wind and the 0-2. And it bounces in and it bounces away from Cole. And here comes Jones to the plate. He will score. The other runners advance on the wild pitch. And it's Brush 5, University 4. And now the tying run is at third base. And Jorgensen. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Levi Dart. The wind by Guzman, the pitch. Swung on line, base hit into left field. Jorgensen scores. Ciccone is being sent home. And now, nope, he's going to be held up. He rounded third. It'll just be an RBI single for Dart, his second RBI of the game. And the game is deadlocked at 5 in the bottom of the second inning.
Up to bat for the Bulldogs, right fielder number 14, Grayson Swanson.
And here's Grayson Swanson. He grounded out his first time up. The same batter, Dart, is the only one who's hit balls hard off of Guzman. Wind and pitch, and the breaking ball is upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. With runners at the corner, still nobody out of the bottom of the second inning. We are tied at 5. Throw back to first, and that one is thrown, I think, off the runner, but it gets away. And scoring is Ciccone. Dart to second. It's an error on the pitcher, Guzman. And it's now 6-5 in favor of University. And the B-Diggers have now committed 4 errors in the game. Swanson with a man at second. And the pitch. Fastball is high. Count is at 2 balls and no strikes. Boy, this has been a very ugly inning for Brush. Had a 5-2 lead going in. And they loaded the bases without hitting the ball out of the infield. In fact, they only hit 1 ball in play. And that was a bunt up the third base side. 2-0 to Swanson. That's right there with a fastball in the outside corner. It's 2-1. Yeah, when Brush defeated Resurrection Christian in Fort Morgan, their defense was really good. Swung on, chopped to third. Ben Garrett's got it. Looks back to runner at second. Throws to first. Wide of the target. Dunker has to tag the runner going by. Advancing to third is Dart, but it's the first out of the inning. And that'll send up Lee Strang.
Up to bat, second baseman number 16, Lee Strang.
Strang had a sac fly his first time up. Here's the wind and the offering. Scoring the bunt, lays it up the first base side. Runner breaking for the plate. Guzman throws to first, and that is going to be off the glove of Dunker. It's an RBI. Boy, a good throw gets him. A good throw definitely gets him. We'll call it an RBI, but another miscue by the Bee Diggers. And it's now 7-5 as Dart scores.
Number 30, Cameron Moulter.
Cameron Moulter steps in. Swung on. That ball is lifted into deep right center field. And that one's going to bounce all the way towards the fence. This will be another run scoring. Here comes Lee Strang. And Moulter to third. And he's in there with an RBI triple. University now leads 8-5. University scored 6 runs in the frame. And we'll have a visit to the Hill, with the Bee Diggers up by 3 beginning the inning, now down by 3. Let's see what Coach Fergus does here. Visit to the Hill brought to you by Greg Mullen of State Farm Insurance, Home Auto Life and Health. State Farm Insurance is there for you and your family, 842-4555. But again, the Bee Diggers have committed 5 errors in the game. And that play at first on that bunt, I mean, I think looked like Dunker could have caught that. I'm not sure from this vantage point if it actually hit the ground or hit the bottom of his glove. But it's assigned an error either way. Conversation breaks up, and again, with 3 games in 4 days, you want the starter out there as long as possible. All right, so Moulter does have that courtesy runner at third. That should be Nolan Johnson over there. He was the courtesy runner last time.
Third baseman number 13, Colton Whittler.
Colton Whittler struck out to end the first inning. It's Guzman's only strikeout victim. Here's the wind and pitch, and the breaking ball is a little bit upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. This is the 9th man to the plate for University in the bottom of the second inning. We have played nearly an hour. We're not even through 2. Fastball is high. That was pitch number 54 for Guzman. 31 of those strikes. And 23 balls, 2 balls and no strikes. There's the wind and pitch. And that's in the dirt. Bounces away. Here comes Johnson. He will score on the wild pitch. And it's 9-5 University with 7 runs across in the bottom of the second inning. And it's a 3-0 count here on Whittler. The way the Bee Diggers were going, it looked like not only were we going to go 7 innings, which we still could, but they had a legitimate chance here to win the game, but beating themselves for the most part to pitch. And that changeup is a strike at the knees as the bat goes flying towards the dugout. Whittler thought he might have had a walk there. But it is 3-1 to Colton Whittler. 1 down, 7 across, and the bases are empty in the bottom of the second inning. And the 3-1 pitch, and that's inside with a changeup. No, it said, oh, do I have the pitch wrong? Now it's 3-1? I thought that was ball 4. They've got, that should be ball 4. Now the umpire took off his mask, yeah. I mean, they shouldn't go by what's on the board necessarily. The umpire is the one who makes the decision. Yeah. That was 4. Here comes Coach Kevin Fergus. Yeah, he was just making sure. And the 10th hitter of the inning is Caden Cox.
Digging in, first baseman number 3, Caden Cox.
So Caden Cox stepping in. The stretch and the pitch. Swung on and popped foul and had a play off to the right. No balls and 1 strike to Caden Cox. Runner takes his lead. And the pitch. And that fastball is low. The count levels at 1 ball and 1 strike. Here to Cox. Whittler with a 2-step advantage. Is he going to take off? No, he won't. Swung on and chopped foul up the third base side. Count moves to 1-2. This University team for a long time seemed to be unbeatable. Then when Sterling got them a week ago, you figured, well, all right, they are vulnerable like all of these teams are in 3A. There's no longer an Eaton type of team out there from years ago that just is unbeatable. Breaking ball called strike 3. And it's a strikeout of Cox, and there's 2 down. That was a beautiful breaking ball thrown by Gunnar Guzman, his second strikeout.
Up to bat, catcher number 15, Justin Knapp.
Justin Knapp was hit by a pitch and scored. Well, the courtesy runner did. And a check swing on the breaking ball, but that's a strike anyway on the outside corner. And it's 0-1, and that curveball's working very nicely for Gunnar Guzman. But it's been a nightmarish inning for the Bee Diggers. Giving up 7 runs. Whittler with a 3-step lead, and the curveball is up and in. 1 ball and 1 strike. University has 5 hits. They're out hitting Brush 5-4. And the pitch. That's a strike. Gave him some heat thigh high on the outer half. It's 1-2. Guzman hasn't thrown too many down the middle. But again, this University team can rake. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Throw back to first, and back in diving is Whittler. Nice snap throw over there by Guzman. The pitch, and time is called. Runner was going, but time called. No pitch, and runner back to first. Straight up at 5 o'clock, this is 1010 KSIR, Brush, Fort Morgan, Snyder, as well as KSIR.com. I'm John Beltran, live from Tom Roche High School, or Tom Roche Field, I should say, on the campus of University High School in Greeley. The stretch, and the pitch. Swing and a miss. Second straight strikeout there as Jalem Knapp goes down and Gunnar Guzman gets out of that mess. However, 7 runs on only 3 hits. 3 Bee Digger errors and a man left. To the third we go. It's University 9, Brush 5 on 1010 KSIR. KSIR.com. And the first pitch to Gunnar Guzman is over for a strike at the knees with a fastball. No balls and 1 strike. Guzman popped out his first time up. 9-5 University here in the third in Greeley. Cameron Moultrie stretches with the bases empty in the pitch. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball. Guzman wanted to pull that pitch and it tailed away. And it's 0-2. 4, 5, and 6 for Brush in the third. Guzman, Queen, and Wellen against his right-hander. The stretch. And the offering swung on and popped up into right center field. Chacon to his left. And he's going to make the catch in the right center field gap for the outs. And there's one down in the third. One down for Jade Queen, who had a 2-out, 2-run double in the first inning. That gave the B-Diggers a 2-0 lead. In fact, they've had leads of 2-0 and 5-2.
Left fielder number 10, Jade Queen.
But again, the line scores are not pretty. 5 runs on 4 hits for Brush. They made 5 errors. 9 runs on 5 hits for University. They made 1. Swing and a miss on a curveball away. No balls and 1 strike. And Moulter didn't throw too many breaking balls in the first 2 innings. But he's going to that pitch here in the third. Knapp lays down the sign. And Queen awaits the offering. Another breaking ball, swing and a miss. Same location, same result. It's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Queen digging in. He's got to protect the pitch. Fastball is up and away. 1-2 to Jade Queen. Serving Northeast Colorado and in Fort Morgan and Sterling, Transwest Chevrolet Buick. A great selection of new and used vehicles. Transwest Chevrolet Buick. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Boy, he threw a fastball in the outside corner that Queen had no shot at. Yeah, he looked like a different approach. He went to right field his first time up. And it almost looked like he wanted to pull that one.
Designated hitter number 21, Nick Wellen.
Nick Wellen grounded out to the shortstop Dart his first time up. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Boy, that breaking ball by Moulter is very good right now. Moulter's all over the strike zone. 39 strikes and 18 balls. 57 pitches so far through 2 2/3. Moulter holding that glove up high. Delivers. Swung on and popped up into shallow right field. But a play should be made out there. It is by Grayson Swanson. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Cameron Moulter. Let's head to the bottom of the third. University 9 and the B-Diggers 5 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. All right, let's head to the bottom of the third. The B-Diggers with a 9-5 deficit is what they're looking at right now.
Digging in for the Bulldogs.
9-1-2.
21, Coy Jorgensen.
Coy Jorgensen steps in. He had a bunt single, but that was misplayed out there. Winding the pitch inside. Guzman ran towards it, and Garrett kind of hesitated. Nobody really committed, but it was definitely the third baseman's to take. Nonetheless, I mean, there were a myriad of things that happened in that 7-run second, and that's up and away. It's 9-5 University. The B-Diggers had 2 in the first, 3 in the second. University 2 in the first, 7 in the second. 2 balls and no strikes. Wind by Gunner, the pitch. That's a beauty right down the middle. He grooved it in for a strike. Ball 2, strike 1. Guzman at 68 pitches. They want to extend him as much as possible. The wind and offering. Up and away with a fastball. It is 3-1. Guzman did strike out the final 2 hitters of the second. The offering swung on and fouled down the left side. So he's had mixed results there. 3 strikeouts, 2 walks, and he's hit a batter. 3-2 to Coy Jorgensen to lead off the bottom of the third. And the pitch swung on and grounded right side. The first baseman Dunker dives. It's off his glove into right field. That's a base hit for Coy Jorgensen. He's now 2 for 2. And not hit hard, but in the perfect spot.
Digging in for the Bulldogs, pitcher number 30, Cameron Moulter. Correction, center fielder number 34, Trey Chacon.
Andre Chacon will now bat. Single and reached on an error. Officially at 1 for 2. All right, I'm not sure the umpire was animated about something. He gave a warning over towards the University side. And the pitch. And that breaking ball looked like it got the jersey of Chacon. It just clipped him, second hit batsman. I mean, that grazed him. First and second. And here's Levi Dart. This guy got an RBI double and a run-scoring single.
Shortstop, number 9, Levi Dart.
Runners at first and second. And the pitch squaring to Bund. A fastball goes to the screen. It sailed over Cole's glove. And it's second and third now as the runners advance. And University is looking for another crooked number in this inning. They've yet to score, but the first two are on base. And Bryson, let's see, I believe that's Wooldridge, swung on line down the left field line. That is a base hit. Jorgensen scores. Chacon is around third. The throw is cut off by Ben Garrett. It's a 2-run double for Levi Dart. He's driven in 4, and University leads 11-5.
Up to bat, right fielder number 14, Grayson Swanson.
Yeah, Bryson Wooldridge is warming up in the right field bullpen. Grayson Swanson is grounded to short and grounded to third. The offering. That's a changeup, a little bit down and in. 1 ball and no strikes. The Bulldogs have scored in each of the first 3 innings. And the offering. Swung on and driven deep into left field. Queen is way back towards the fence. And it's gone. It's a 2-run homer for Swanson. And University now leads 13-5 in the bottom of the third inning. And again, I think they're going to go with Guzman as long as they possibly can. Here comes pitching coach Christian Baez. As Lee Strang will step towards the batter's box and slow walk to the mound. Normally, Coach Fergus makes the pitching change. Visit brought to you by Greg Mullen, State Farm Insurance. Home Auto Life and Health, 842-4555. So a 2-run shot by Swanson, preceded by Levi Dart's 2-run double. And he'll stay in there. And University has scored 11 unanswered runs.
Up to bat, second baseman number 16, Lee Strang.
Here's the wind and the pitch to Strang, and the breaking ball is fouled off the end of the bat to the backstop. Strang with a sac fly, and then a base hit. And the offering. And that changeup is a strike on the inside corner. No balls and 2 strikes. Still nobody out in the bottom of the third. And it's a 13-5 lead. Swing and a miss and a ball in the dirt on the breaking ball. Cole gets up, throws to first to record the out. 4 strikeout for Gunnar Guzman. And there's 1 down. Moulter has reached on an errant triple.
Number 30, Cameron Moulter.
And the triple drove in 2. And Guzman comes home way outside on the breaking ball. That was unofficially pitch number 80 for the right-hander. 1 ball and no strikes. Here's the wine and offering. Up and in. Yeah. 2-0 to Moulter. 4 across in the bottom of the 3rd inning. The pitch by Gunnar, and the fastball is low. 3-0. And it's a quick turnaround for Brush tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock on Senior Day against defending state champion Valley. Not quite the team they were a year ago. 3-0 pitch right there for a strike on the off speed on the inner half. It's 3-1. Bead Diggers got off to a very good start in this game, up 2-0 and 5-2. The pitch, and that is a strike as it tailed back towards the zone. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Outstanding movement on that one. Cameron Moulter awaits the 3-2. Swung on and fouled off to the right, well out of play. Remains at 3-2 to Moulter. With 1 out in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Here's the wind by Guzman. The pitch swung on and grounded for a base hit into left field beyond the diving Ben Garrett. And now Gunner's just pitching into some bad luck. It was the ground ball base hit to right to begin the inning off the glove of Dunker. Nolan Johnson is the courtesy runner now for Moulter. 2nd hit of the game for Moulter.
Standing in, 3rd baseman number 13, Colton Whittler.
Whittler has struck out and walked. Make Stubbs Gas and Oil your next stop heading out of town. Gas up your vehicle, sit down to lunch, foul to the screen. Get snacks and your hunting and fishing licenses. Stubbs Gas and Oil, no balls and 1 strike. 13 runs for University on 9 hits, 1 error. The Bead Diggers with 5 runs, 4 hits. They've committed 5 errors in a game. Throw back to first, back in diving is Johnson. No balls, 1 strike. Stretch by Guzman. And the pitch. And the breaking ball went behind the hitter. Didn't break, obviously. 1-1. Yeah, this more than likely, if he gets through this, would be his last inning. He's up to 88 pitches. The offering. Swing and a miss and a changeup away. 1-2 to Whittler. He already struck him out in his first plate appearance. Of the 7 outs registered by Guzman, 4 have been strikeouts. Runner goes. Swung on and popped up into shallow left center field. Long run for Griffith to his right. And he'll make the catch for the out. Back to first is Johnson. There's 2 down. Two down for Chaden Cox. Walker struck out.
Baseman number 3, Chaden Cox.
What you call an icon living? Start a record label, Misfits just did it. Nylon cover 5 minutes. Whoa, we are too hot in the bit.
Stretch by Guzman and the pitch. That's upstairs with a fastball. Cox officially at 0 for 1. He struck out looking in his last plate appearance. Throw back to first, and that one is thrown away. And then Dunker and the runner collide, but the ball is still rolling down the right side. And taking off his helmet is Johnson. He's now the 3rd. It'll be a 2-base error. Throwing error there on Guzman. 6th error by the Bead Diggers. And now Coach Miller is out to talk to the field umpire. Not sure what about. Throw got away. Runner tried to get up. He collided with Dunker, or vice versa. I'm sure he's claiming some interference, but he's got two bases either way. So the conversation seems to be a little bit moot at this point. He's not going to give him 3. So 1 ball and no strikes here to Cox. And now the Bee Diggers have made at least 1 error in every inning. With 2 down and 4 across. And the pitch. Breaking ball swung on and missed. Boy, pulled the string nicely on that one. On the inner half, it's 1-1. There's the wind and pitch. And he bounces that one in, blocked beautifully by Cole. Ball 2, strike 1. With Justin Knapp on deck. Off of third is Johnson. And the 2-1 pitch. Swung on and driven in the air to center field, but Justin Griffith has a beat on it to his right. Now comes in, and he squeezes it for the out. And that ends the University 3rd inning. However, the Bulldogs get on the board again. They score 4 runs on 4 hits, 1 Bee Digger error, and a man left. 3 complete. University 13, Brush 5 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Let's go to the top of the 4th inning. The Bee Diggers trail the University Bulldogs 13-5. University has scored the last 11 runs of the game. It'll be Ryan Dunker leading off for Brush, followed by Ben Garrett and Colin Cole. Dunker struck out swinging on an 8-pitch at bat, his first time up. Moulter again operating out of the stretch with the bases empty. And the offering, swing and a miss on a fastball down the middle. It's 0-1. Bee Diggers have committed 6 errors in the game, and that has certainly hurt their cause. But this University team is really good, and that's another strike. Yeah, if you're going to compete with them, you have to play flawlessly. No balls and 2 strikes to Ryan Dunker. Stretch. And the pitch. Swung on and grounded slowly on the left side, but fielded by the pitcher. Moulter throws to first for the out. Well, it's a nice backhanded play on that little chopper from Dunker to Moulter, and there's 1 down. 1 down here for Ben Garrett, who doubled his first time up. Let's check out Moulter's numbers.
Digging in for the Bee Diggers,
check that.
freshman number 30, Shane Wright.
Shane Wrights will hit instead. 3 strikeouts and 1 walk. Pitch to Wrights, who's had a limited number of at-bats. A fastball for a strike. No balls and 1 strike. To Wrights here in the top of the 4th inning. The stretch by Moulter. And the pitch. And that's down and in with a heater. Count levels at 1-1. We're in the top of the 4th inning. 13-5 University in Greeley. Again, Moulter turns and fires. Swung on and fouled to the backstop. 1-2. With Cole waiting to hit next. Yeah, the Bee Digger goal here is to make this a 7-inning game, but they've got to show up defensively. They've got to get it done on the other side and somehow stop a very potent University offense, and that is over but low. 2-2. Wright's wearing that light gold helmet. The stretch. And the 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed on a fastball down in the zone. Strikeout number 4, out number 2. And Colin Cole will now hit. Cole had a base hit to right his first time up.
Up to bat, catcher number 5, Colin Cole.
Aimed that right. Yeah.
All right, so Cole with 2 down and the base is empty. Awaits the pitch from Moulter, and that is low. 1 ball and no strikes. It was a 1-2-3 inning for Moulter in the third. He's looking for the same in the fourth. Gets a sign from Knapp. And the 1-0 pitch. That's right there for a strike down the middle. Took something off it at the knees. Count evens at 1-1.
Yeah, there's just one that happened. 85.
Cole awaits the pitch, and here it comes. And that's just a little bit low, I guess. Barely missed. 2-1 to Colin Cole. The B-Digger catcher awaits the pitch. Swing and a miss. On a pitch away, and it's 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Colin Cole. Had a solid senior year with the bat. The offering. That's a called strike 3 with a fastball in the outside corner. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Cameron Moulter. We go to the bottom of the fourth. It's University 13, Brush 5 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Ben Garrett will be the new pitcher for the B-Diggers. Gunnar Guzman to third base. 13-5 in favor of University. Close the book on Guzman. 3 innings, 94 pitches, 13 runs, 12 earned. And there were errors behind it, but some of those were committed after the fact. 4 strikeouts, walked 2, hit a couple of batters, allowed 9 hits. Yeah, he really hurt himself in that 1 inning when he started off with a walk and hit batsman in the second, but in the first and third, he pitched into some bad luck there. But the B-Diggers again down by 8, and it'll be Justin Knapp, Coy Jorgensen, and Andre Chacon for the Bulldogs.
Up to bat for the Bulldogs, third baseman number 15, Ben Garrett.
So Justin Knapp hit by a pitch and struck out.
Let's go, bud.
Correction, catcher number 15, Justin Knapp.
Here's the wind and the pitch. Swung on and grounded towards right field. That's a base hit for Knapp, who's now 1 for 2. Coy Jorgensen is 1 for 1 as he steps in from the left side. Kyle Jones will be the courtesy runner.
Stepping in left fielder number 21, Coy Jorgensen.
Understand nothing was done to me, so I'm pleased.
Jones off of first. And the pitch inside with a changeup. 1 ball and no strikes. Get AC Ice at any local grocery or convenience store near you. Another proud supporter of Morgan County Athletics, AC Ice. 1 ball, no strikes, and Ben Garrett delivers runner going. That's taken for a strike, and a double clutch throw to second is a stolen base for Jones. Count even at 1-1. University has scored in each of the first 3 innings, and they're looking to make this a 4.5 or 5 inning game. And they now have picked up 10 hits in a game. The offering low. Another changeup, 2 balls and 1 strike. Two balls, 1 strike, 1 on, nobody out. In the bottom of the 4th inning, they lead Brush 13-5. And the pitch, and that tails outside with another changeup. And it's 3-1. And the top of the order is right around the corner, like on deck. Ben Garrett gets the sign from Cole. And the 3-1 pitch. That's a strike, took something off it. Down the middle, just above the knees, it's 3-2. Ben Garrett took the loss against Strasburg last Saturday. Didn't pitch too badly there either. The offering, swing and a miss. On a pitch tailing away. That's 5 strikeouts by Beediger pitching as Jorgensen goes down.
Up to bat, center fielder number 34, Dre Chacon.
And here's Andre Chacon.
Guess who's back?
He is 1 for 2. Single, reached on an air, and was hit by a pitch. So Brush has registered half of their outs by strikeouts. The pitch, and the breaking ball's a strike. On the outer half, it's 0-1. Nice way to start the batter there by Ben Garrett. No balls and 1 strike. Off of second is Kyle Jones. And the pitch. Swing and a miss on a ball in the dirt. Had some bend to that one, too. It's 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. Ben Garrett trying to formulate an out pitch right now. Here it is. In the dirt again. But that time, Chacon did not swing. Rockies and Mets coming up right after this game. We'll pick it up in progress. That'll only be, of course, on the radio. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, 1 on. 13-5 University in the 4th. And that is in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Trying to coax Chacon into swinging, but he's not. Off of second is Kyle Jones. Ben Garrett looks back. Ben Garrett pitches. Strike 3 called down the middle. Snuck a fastball right there. And there's 2 down. 6 strikeouts by Beediger pitching.
Shortstop, number 9.
Yeah, I think he was waiting for that same pitch. Now here's the problem, this kid. I would walk Dart intentionally. I wouldn't even pitch to him.
Yeah.
He's 3 for 3 with 4 runs batted in. An RBI double, RBI single, 2-run double to pitch, and that's up and away. Yeah, I'd pitch to Swanson, but Swanson homered his last time up. However, Swanson's 1 for 3. This kid's 3 for 3. 1 ball and no strikes. And Dart awaits. And he swings and pops it up on the right side. The first baseman, Dunker, fighting the sun, comes in and makes the grab. And Ben Garrett does an outstanding job in the bottom of the 4th inning. No runs for University. 1 hit, no errors, and a man left in scoring position. 4 complete. In Greeley, University 13, Brush 5 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. All right, Coy Jorgensen is the new pitcher. Let's see if we can spot who's in left field. Yeah, I'm not sure who's out there in left. Turn around, spot his number there, but it'll be a left-hander now for University.
Batting for the Beediggers, center fielder number 2, Justin Griffith.
Everything else remains the same as we head to the top of the 5th inning. Justin Griffith had a big 2-run double in the 2nd inning. At the time, it gave Brush a 4-2 lead. Lefty against lefty the pitch. And that's a strike with a fastball down the middle. It's 0-1. Griffith at 1 for 2, struck out his first time up. Seven hitters in a row were retired by Moulter to close out his outing. And the offering. And that's outside. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Griffith, Rule, and Caleb Cox in the top of the 5th inning. The stretch, and Justin Griffith awaits. And he swings and pops it foul and out of play behind the screen. And it's 1-2. Brush had 4 hits all in the first 2 innings. And now we're in the 5th. The stretch by Jorgensen. And the 1-2 to Griffith. And that is inside. It barely missed. Nice plate discipline there by Griffith. That barely missed. 2-2. Griffith waving the bat from the left side. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Griffith strikes out. Second time he struck out in the game. 1 down for Carson Rule, who walked and grounded out. He's 0 for 1. So for Moulter,
Bat, right fielder number 24.
4 innings, 4 hits allowed. Gave up 5 runs, 3 earned. 5 strikeouts, a walk. And the pitch to Rule. And the breaking ball, he went. It's in the dirt. No balls and 1 strike. 6 strikeouts now by University pitching, matching the B-Digger total. And the pitch to Rule. That's over, but low. 1-1. We're in the top of the 5th inning. University with a 13-5 lead on their home field against the Brush B-Diggers. And the pitch. That is a fastball on the outside corner. It's 1-2. Eight hitters retired in a row by Bulldog pitching. 1-2. Swung on and fouled off the end of the bat and out of play. Well, at least the B-Diggers get to play baseball tomorrow morning. And if they can at least end this game by playing well after getting in that 8-run jam, who knows, could lead to some momentum with the final 2 games at home. And the pitch, and that is upstairs with a curveball. Count moves to 2 balls and 2 strikes on Carson Rule. 1 out and the bases empty in the 5th inning. On as nice a day as you could have, certainly in May, with a very light gust. 2-2 pitch. Swung on. That is popped out of play behind the screen, and now the fans go scattering. It's only a baseball. Boy, you would think that that's some sort of missile. And they went scattering. So it remains at 2-2 to Carson Rule. And University's played some clean baseball today, just 1 error committed. And that was in the 1st inning. Justin Knapp lays down the sign. And the pitch, swing and a miss. Jammed Carson Rule, and he couldn't make contact. Strikeout number 7 for University pitching. 9 in a row retired. Here's Caleb Cox, who reached on an air and popped to right. He's 0 for 2. Again, another lefty-lefty matchup. The offering, and he takes a fastball up and in. I don't remember the last game Cox was not on base. Even though he's 0 for 2, he was on base his first time up. And the pitch, and he takes the changeup for a strike at the knees. Count moves to 1-1. Caleb Cox with a nice compact swing. Pitch from Jorgensen, and the breaking ball's in the dirt. Excellent take there by the senior second baseman. Ball 2, strike 1. Jorgensen working quickly, wants Knapp to run through those signs. Cox remains in that box. 2-1 pitch. He swings and lines it foul up the right side. Way out in front of that pitch. And it's 2-2 to Caleb Cox. Center fielder Chacon shading Cox a little bit. And so is the left fielder. The pitch outside with the off speed. Ball 3, strike 2 with 2 down and the base is empty. Cox looking to become the first B-Digger to get on base since the 2nd inning. 3-2 pitch, and he swings and chops it down the first base side, just foul. So it stays at 3-2. 13-5 was the score against Kent Denver. That was another game in which the B-Diggers early in the season led. And then that one got away. And that one, they committed 5 errors. Here they have 6. 3-2 pitch. And that is taken low. Oh, Jorgensen thought he had struck out the side in order, but Caleb Cox takes a walk to first base. A big high five there from Coach Fergus. You have to celebrate small victories if you're not going to get the overall game victory. Gunnar Guzman
Up to bat,
has popped to center twice. Wind by Jorgensen in the pitch. And that changeup is a strike on the outside corner, thigh high. with no balls and 1 strike to Guzman. Cox against the left-hander with a conservative lead. And the offering, and that's inside. Tried to sneak it in on the inside corner. The count levels at 1-1. Well, the B-Diggers already have a small victory, holding University off the scoreboard in the 4th. And Gunner awaits. Popped up, but that one is headed out of play, and it is. And the count is at 1-2. Every time a foul ball is hit near the stands, it's almost like outright panic. It's a well-attended game in Greeley with the second-ranked Bulldogs and the Brush B-Diggers. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 1 on in a 13-5 lead for the Bulldogs. Jorgensen, the left-hander. Gunnar Guzman is the B-Digger batter. And the offering awaits. Here it is. Curveball high. 2-2. B-Diggers looking for a big swing to just get them closer. The stretch by Jorgensen. And the pitch swung on and fouled off the umpire. Boy, he took that one right there, right off the protector. It remains at 2-2. And now, I think Coach Miller just checking to make sure that the home plate umpire is all right. The B-Diggers have been out hit 10-4. And again, the errors have plagued Brush. 6 for Brush and only 1 for the Bulldogs. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Caleb Cox at first. Jorgensen at the belt. Comes home. Swung on, and that's grounded to short. Levi Dart charges, and he throws on the run low, and is it dug out? Nope, safe. Safe at first. I don't think the ball was dropped, though. I think Cox had it in his glove, but it's a safe call. That extends the inning. Well, we'll call it a base hit. And here is Jade Queen. Yeah, the ball was. I don't think the ball was bobbled over there at first.
For the B-Diggers, left fielder number 10, Jade Queen.
Queen with a 2-run double, and he struck out. So the B-Diggers, after having 9 in a row retired, have the last 2 men on base. Pitch to Queen, up and in. 1 ball and no strikes. Jorgensen struck out the first 2 B-Diggers of this 5th inning. But now Brush has their first threat since his 2nd frame. 1 ball and no strikes. Pitch to Queen. And he swings and lines it towards center field. Chacon is right there, and he makes the grab. And that ends the threat for the B-Diggers on that line drive hit by Jade Queen. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 men left. To the bottom of the 5th after the break, it's University 13, Brush 5. This is B-Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Well, University is 2 runs away from winning this in 5. The B-Diggers want to send this to the 6th inning. And Grayson Swanson is grounded out twice and hit a 2-run homer.
Fielder number 14, Grayson Swanson.
Will now lead off for University. Against right-hander Ben Garrett, who pitched very well, a shutout in the 4th inning. Wine in the pitch, and the breaking ball's a strike on the outer half thigh high. It's 0-1 to Grayson Swanson. Yeah, he launched his 2-run homer over the left field fence and the offering. And he swings and lines it fair down the third base side. And Jade Queen is able to flag that down. Now Swanson for second. The throw. The slide. He's in there. Well, that'll be scored. I'm going to score that a single and an error. That was bobbled out there by Queen. It got out there very quickly.
Stepping up, second baseman number 16, Lee Strang.
So here's Lee Strang. Yeah, if Queen fields that cleanly and left, it would have held him to a single. But it was a bobble for Queen after that line drive nearly was caught by Guzman, and that changeup is down and away. Lee Strang is 1 for 2. Struck out his last time up. Right-handed hitting second baseman for University. The pitch, runner goes to third, swing and a miss. Throw to third, the slide. Swanson head first, safe. It's a stolen base for Grayson Swanson. He got a great jump there, and even though Cole delivered a quick throw, Swanson is able to swipe the bag. So 1 ball and 1 strike, 90 feet away is University's 4th run. They've scored the last 11 of the game after trailing 5-2 in the bottom of the 2nd. The pitch swung on and driven into deep right center field. Way back, Carson Rule to his right. Can't make the play. Around first into second is Strang. Scoring is Swanson. It's an RBI double for Lee Strang. His 2nd hit of the game, and University now leads 14-5. And they are 2 bags away from winning this one in 5. And the batter will be Casey Montgomery, his first plate appearance, hitting in a Moulter spot, who exited the game after his 4 innings on the hill.
Checking in for the Bulldogs, number 12, Casey Montgomery.
Nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. If University scores, the game would be over. The pitch, and that changeup is up and in. 1 ball and no strikes to Montgomery. 2 base hits to begin the 5th inning, including that RBI double from Lee Strang. Cole lays down the sign. Off of second is Strang. The pitch, and that is bounced by Cole and all the way to the screen. That slipped out of Garrett's hand. Strang to third on the wild pitch. Now the Bee Diggers are going to have to play the infield in. Well, they should play the infield in. I mean, if you want this game to have any chance to be extended, it doesn't make any sense to play the infield back. It's 14-5. All right. Well, they're going to keep them back, but if the ball's hit to second or short, this game is essentially over. The pitch, and that's in the dirt. That skips away. Here comes Strang to the plate. The throw, the slide, he's in there. And that's it. University in the wild pitch has won the game by a score of 15-5. Let's take a 2-minute break. We're back in 2 minutes. University 15, Brush 5 in 5 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. The Bee Digger post-game show is brought to you by Mr. D's Farm and Home Center, your headquarters for your home farm and ranch supplies, from plumbing to feed, with 3 locations to serve you: Sterling, Brush, and Fort Morgan. Mr. D's Farm and Home Center. University wins the game over Brush in 5, 15-5, 15 runs, 12 hits, 1 error, and 4 left on base for University. 5 runs, 5 hits, 7 errors, and 3 left on base for Brush. The winning pitcher was Cameron Moulter. He went 4 innings, and the loss went to Gunnar Guzman. Time of the game, 1 hour and 46 minutes. Bee Diggers actually had a 2-0 lead on a 2-run double by Jade Queen in the first inning. Levi Dart had a run-scoring double, and then it was a sac fly by Lee Strang to tie the game at 2. Brush came up with 3 runs in the second inning. Justin Griffith with a 2-run double. Then Carson Rule would hit a ground ball that would allow Griffith to score, making it 5-2. But then the wheels came off in the bottom of the second inning. Bee Diggers struggled defensively, committing a couple of errors. Kyle Jones scored on the wild pitch. Levi Dart tied the game with an RBI single. Dart drove in 4 runs in the game, and after that inning was over, which involved an RBI triple from Cameron Moulter, it was 9-5. They added to the lead on a 2-run homer from Grayson Swanson in the bottom of the third, making it 11-5, and actually making it 13-5 because Dart prior to that had a 2-run double, and then they would score 2 more runs in the bottom of the 5th inning after Ben Garrett held the Bulldogs off the board in the 4th. University, via the win, is now 8-1 in the Patriot League, 17-2 overall. The Bee Diggers 3-4 in league play, and 6-11 on the season. Next up for the Bee Diggers, they'll take on the Valley Vikings coming up tomorrow morning. That'll be at 11 o'clock from Brush, Senior Day, on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. In fact, it's Senior Day right now here at University High School in Greeley. As you are listening to 1010 KSIR, Brush, Fort Morgan, Greeley. Coming up in just a few minutes, we'll pick up the Rockies and Mets in progress. Sound engineer, always doing fine work, and producer has been Rose Condis. I'm John Beltran. The final score
Next up, number
from
14,
University High School in Greeley.
Johnson.
University 15, Brush 5. We'll talk to you tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock for the Bee Digger game at home against the Valley Vikings, right here on your home of the Brush Bee Diggers, 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com.